I walked out on a date after I caught her secretly recording our entire conversation. So I'm 32, and I'd been talking to this girl Amy on a dating app for like 2 weeks. She seemed normal, funny, and we had good conversations. She's 27 and works at some marketing company downtown. We decided to meet at this nice patio restaurant near the beach for dinner. I got there first and grabbed a table outside. When Amy showed up, she looked exactly like her photos, which was already a good sign. We hugged hello, and she immediately pulled out her phone and placed it face down right in the center of our table. I thought it was weird, but at least she wasn't scrolling through Instagram during our conversation, so I didn't say anything. We started talking about work, travel, normal first date stuff. She was actually really interesting, and I was thinking this might lead to a second date. About 30 minutes in, our drinks and appetizers arrived. The waitress was trying to set everything down, but Amy's phone was taking up space right in the middle of the table, so I reached over and moved it to the side to make room for our food. That's when I saw it. Her phone screen was lit up, and there was a recording app running. The little red dot was blinking, showing it had been recording for like 40 minutes. My stomach just dropped. I stared at the screen for a second, trying to process what I was seeing. Then, I looked up at Amy, who had gone completely white. She realized I'd seen it. "Why the hell are you recording this?" I said, probably louder than I should have. The people at the table next to us turned to look. Amy started stammering. "I can explain. It's not what you think. I like to review my conversations later to see how they went." "Review our conversations? Like I'm some kind of job interview?" I stood up immediately and pulled out my wallet. "This is insane," I told her. "You can't just record people without telling them." She tried to grab my arm. "Please sit down. You're making a scene. I delete them after, I promise." But I was done. I threw $40 on the table to cover my half of the bill and started walking toward the exit. Amy was calling after me, saying she was sorry and asking how she was supposed to get home. Before we met, we talked about me giving her a ride back to her place after dinner since she'd taken an Uber there, but there was no way I was spending another minute with someone who thought secretly recording me was normal behavior. I drove home and figured that was the end of it. But the next morning, I woke up to notifications blowing up my phone. Amy had posted about our date on her Instagram story and Twitter, calling me abusive and crazy. She wrote this whole thread about how I abandoned her at the restaurant, how I screamed at her and used profanity, and how men like me give dating a bad reputation. She made it sound like I had some violent outburst over nothing. Her friends were commenting things like "dodged a bullet" and "toxic masculinity at its finest." One of them even said I probably would have been abusive in a relationship. The whole thing made me feel sick. Yeah, I raised my voice when I found out she was recording me, but anyone would have been shocked. And I wasn't about to drive someone home who had been secretly recording our private conversation for an hour. The worst part is, I'm a Latino immigrant, and I know California has strict laws about recording people. If she really wanted to cause problems, she could have called the police and made up whatever story she wanted. These days, I'd rather not risk any interaction with cops if I can avoid it. Amy kept the posts up for 3 days before finally deleting them.